Hey everyone, I am here with a process video for the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. I am doing a Twerk It Thursday challenge, and so mine is to take and use a sketch. So I believe also Caddy Miranda is going to be doing the same sketch, and so she should also have a video up this week too, or actually today on the same day. And you saw the inspiration in the beginning of the video, which was the two images of the different colors, the pink, blue, yellow, black, those beautiful colors. And then I also had the sketch in the beginning that I will be working with. So with all that being said, I also showed you some of the products that I had pulled out to work on with this layout, and I'm doing a layout of a recent dinner that we had with my family to kind of do like a going away party or dinner with my niece who was going off to college. So, and her sister and her were just being so goofy and having so much fun, and I took some pictures, and I just wanted to show some of the things that we do as a family sometime, because you know, some of these random one-off dinners we don't always take pictures and stuff of. So I was glad that I got some pictures, although I didn't get pictures of everybody that was there that night. It was fun getting the pictures of my two nieces being silly. So anyways, I had shown some of the products that I was going to try to use, and basically if you watch any of my videos, you know that these are my favorite colors to pretty much work with. So I've got kind of that aqua blue color with the pink and black, and then this, the inspiration pieces also included quite a bit of yellow. And so I'm going to work yellow into this layout. And I have to say that this ends up being one of my most favorite layouts I've done in a really long time. I think it's partially because I did a couple of things a little different than I normally do. I did a little bit more layering with just kind of random pieces of paper. I'm one of those people that has a hard time when I have a full sheet of paper. I don't like to cut it up. So, but as you just saw, I did that with that yellow piece of paper, which was really hard for me to do because there were some images on the back side of that paper that I was like, oh, where do I cut it? But I'm good with it. So I did that, and I also, another thing that I'm not used to doing is doing like circles on a page, and this sketch actually had a big circle on it, and so you'll see what I end up doing with that. So I'm trying to mimic some of the banners that were on the sketch, and I don't do as many, but I do some of them. And let's see, I think I cut that black piece of paper down at some point. And the little tiny pockets that those pictures are in, I know I was trying to show it earlier, but the top one says the best moments, and then right below it says start here. And I kind of thought that went well with the title that I end up using, which is a very generic title but means a lot. It just says family. So alright, just trying to play around and adjust how I want all these pieces of paper and pictures and stuff on here. I know that I want to stay with the sketch as much as I can as far as what inspired me anyways with the sketch. And I do want to say with the sketch, I got it off Pinterest. I love looking there for sketches and things like that that inspire me, but I don't always know where I'm getting them from. So with this one, I ended up on a website that I've never even heard of before. Maybe others have, but I haven't. But it's called something like Atomic Venetia or Venetia. I'm gonna try to remember to put a link to it in the notes for the video, but it's kind of neat. They had like a little thing that they called like a SWAT. It had to do with sketches, and it looks like they do some different things with sketches, so it might be something interesting to check out. But I do typically just get my sketches from Pinterest, so you know, I don't really always know where they're going to come from. So I'm still playing around trying to figure out how I want these pieces of paper and the pictures to go on the page. Still trying to figure out what I want to put on there. And I like the fact that these little, I guess they're labels. They're like almost like paint strips, or like brush strokes, and then it has words on it. Some of them, you know, match the papers and the colors of that blue and pink and yellow really well. And I'm cool with what the sayings say, so I'm going to try to figure out how I can incorporate those. And I'm going to cut this black piece of paper down. It seemed too wide. Just getting rid of a little bit. I think it probably did like 1/4 of an inch on each side. I'm still playing around with those papers. And I think I talked through this, but I did a border punch at the end of that black and white piece of paper underneath the photos. And the reason why was because I was trying to figure out how to make the banners work, and I just didn't want to come up with any more different patterns of paper. I didn't want to have to try and come up with any more, and I didn't want to keep duplicating the same papers that I already had there. So I just did the one strip and did the border. So I'm showing you here I did some outlining, and right now I'm going to actually take a container, like a little bowl, and outline where I want the circle to be. And this is actually a part of the sketch. So again, I'm trying to stay as close to the sketch as I can as far as what did inspire me, and this was one thing that really stood out to me as something I could do. And so I'm taking and I'm deliberately using my marker and moving the bowl a little bit so that I make it like messy lines. And I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And I did end up putting the yellow on top of the black there, and I like that better. So now I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm doing here, so I'm going to start sticking some things down. And it takes me a bit because I'm trying to make sure the layers are perfect, which I don't even know, what means it's perfect. I have no idea. Just what looks good to my eye, I guess. So here I am with the floss. I didn't like the way that was on there, so I took it off. There we go. And I think I have to fiddle a lot with this black piece of paper down here at the border punch. I might have done that earlier on, but I was trying to figure out how much length I wanted sticking out. And it looks like I ended on that, which is about maybe 3/4 of an inch coming out. All right, here I'm going to start playing with those brush stroke labels. And I cut them like rectangular, which, I was fine with, but then I kind of felt like there was too much white around it, so then I thought, well, I'll try and cut some of that white away, which I think helped. And I really wanted the brush strokes to still show, but I still wasn't really satisfied with how, I don't know, the blockiness of it or something, I don't know. And I know that the sketch used a lot of those like little banner, the fishtails, and so I was trying to figure out how to incorporate that a little bit more too. So I like how that is. And then I decide that I'm going to add the fishtails on it, but I liked how it was laid out there. And I do end up outlining those too. Oh, looks like I'm going to do that on camera. All right. And I did try to make them a little bit kind of staggered the size. And there you go. Put those down. Okay, so here's a fail. I wanted to use these. They're kind of like little wooden buttons with dots on top of them, and they're not enamel dots. I'm sure other people have them too. I don't know if I got them in a Scraptastic kit. I kind of think I did. I wanted to put them up here, kind of like crossing lines, but no matter how I laid them down, it just didn't look right. So I decided I was going to go ahead and try to put them down. I think I was like, ooh, this is what I'll do. I'll outline them, and then it'll look so much better when I put them down. No, it didn't help. So I put them down, and it's not like the worst look in the world, but it's not what I was going for. So at the bottom of this piece of paper, there's like some kind of washed out looking washi tape or paint strokes or something. So I just decided I was going to draw some lines down there too. I did not like the way that those wooden circles looked at all, so I do end up doing my journaling down there. But I'm using some of these hearts, a gold and a pink one, and I believe those came from a Studio Calico kit. And I'm just putting those on the circle. And here's where I decide I can't do it with those wooden buttons. It just doesn't look right to me. So I took those off. Okay, now I'm starting to dig through my little cubby that's next to me looking for those dots there. They're more like gems. There's something I got ages ago from Joann's. And so I'm just kind of putting them around that circle, and then I'm going to add them up here. Sorry, it's off camera. I'm adding them to those lines that I drew. And this, to me, is much better than those big, well, they weren't big, but to me, those things were a little too big for that part of the page. So, and I'm going to add one of those hearts to the very bottom of that drawn line. And I was thinking about adding another heart, but then I started thinking it was too many hearts, so I just left it alone. And now I'm going to add the title. And I was kind of playing with where I was going to put it. I liked it there, but then I kind of felt like the circle was a little too empty, and I didn't know if I really wanted to put much more in there, so I decided to put the title up here. I really liked the way that looked right when I did it, so I committed to that pretty quickly. And then down here is where I'm going to go ahead and do journaling, and I knew that I was going to need more lines, so I just added another couple lines to that. And it's just real simple journaling. I just said, dinner with the family to send Amber off to college. We will miss her. What a fun night. And then I dated it with a heart, of course. All right, and then here is one of my final touches, which is the Heidi Swap Color Shine. And I'm just using the black. What is it that Inky Quill calls it? Heidi Shine. I swear I'm going to start saying Heidi Shine pretty soon because I hear that so much now. I'll forget what it's called. Alright, so I'm just dotting some of those around the layout. And I sort of feel like I forgot to speed this part of the layout or the process video up because it's going really slow. But this is the end of the layout now coming up here, and there are some still shots right after this, and I think there's some close-ups. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Please check out the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. They have videos every day, and it's just been a ton of fun working with this group. So Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.